Natasha. Thanks so much for joining me. I have a fun creative sequence flow with some cool transitions today. Have a single yoga block. We are going to do some yoga block drills standing at the top of the mat. A heavier block might be a little more challenging, so up to you, or just whatever you have at home. Come into a kneeling position. We're going to rest on our heels and rest our hands in our lap. Close the eyes. Relax through the shoulders, lift through the crown of the head, find your nice posture. Relax the muscles in the face, the forehead, the eyebrows, the jaw, the tongue. Allowing any distractions to fade away in the background. As you come into this present moment, arriving on your mat, meeting your body exactly as it is. Moving intuitively through the whole practice, allowing how your body feels to be the guide, your breath to be your guide. All my cues are suggestions, and you're gonna go with how the pose feels in your body. And that can change from moment to moment. So we're never stagnant, we're always kind of wiggling, moving through, breathing through, finding more depth and strength. Let's inhale deeply together. Big sigh out the mouth. Imagine letting go of any judgment and expectations. Inhale deep, bringing in new, fresh air into the body, new energy, and sighing out any stress or tension. First couple times out the mouth. And then if you have a nice clear airway through your nose today, you can take it into a Ujjayi Pranayama breath done through the nose. So we'll inhale deep and exhale, matching that through the nose. Feeling that vibration on the back of the throat and listening to the audible sound that makes, like the ocean or the wind. Inhale deep. Exhale completely. Elongate the breath. Fullest inhalation, last one here. Full release. Empty out to the bottom of the breath, feeling a toning on the core as you push out. And then float the eyes open. Let's stretch the arms over the head. Fingers can meet. Hands pull down to heart center. Tension in the fingers and wrists, elbows flare to the sides, and then we'll do a couple wrist circles here. And while you're circling the wrists, let's come on to the top of, or the bottom of the toes, stretching into the arches of the feet, focusing on hands and feet. Flex and point a few times with those fingers. Try to relax. I know the feet might start to feel really intense quickly. And the forearms here. We're gonna make a tight fist and blink out. Shoulders pressing forward and down, and then we're gonna elevate the shoulders and pull back and up. Pull the rib cage in, engage the core, keep blinking forward and spread shoulder blades. And then lift and squeeze, retract. All right, shake down like you're twisting onto something. And then just kind of put your fingertips down and roll through the feet. So knees tap, and then a little bit deeper into those heels each time, finding some stretch into the calves and the Achilles tendon, the ankles, finding some mobility there, whether you can rock all the way to the knees and all the way to the heels or not, it's all good. Just kind of feel it out and explore. When you get back, let's widen the knees, come onto your tippy toes, using your abductors, outer thighs, to pull into a little straddle, and then pull the knees in and lift into a wider stance Malasana. We'll pry the knees apart here, lengthen the spine, pull your palms towards one another as you separate the knees with the elbows. A little arm strength, breathe in and out here. Perfect. While you're here, we can take a little counter stretch on the top of the hands, wiggle those fingers, and then maybe swivel your hips side to side, lifting high heel, low heel. Again, just exploring movement. You can bring your fingertips backwards. Let's take a thoracic twist, and then we'll do a couple block drills before we start our flow. One hand behind the head and rotate. Thoracic, upper back, twisting upward, breathe here. And switch, hand pressing at the base of the skull, and rotate up. Big breath in and out. All right, go ahead and lift the hips, turn the toes forward, let your body hang in Uttanasana, forward bend. Shake the head yes and no. You could bring your hands to the base of the skull again, and then maybe some swaying, rocking, subtle cat-cows. Release the hands and ragdoll up the spine. Come into a standing mountain. Go ahead and pick up that block. All right, we're gonna take a couple hip circles before we get into this drill, and this is gonna wake up your core, compression, your hamstrings, your glutes. All right, inhale, arms over the head, pull the block over the head. We're gonna tuck the right knee in towards the chest and then see if you can pull the block over the foot. You might cheat and wiggle to your fingertips to give yourself more space, especially the first time. Hamstring curl your block into your hamstring behind your knee. Place your hands on your left quad and then move through these little donkey kicks. Good, and if you're really wobbly or off balance, you can maybe put your hand into something stable, a wall, a couch, a chair. Good. Couple more times, exhale. Inhale. And then we're gonna reverse out the way we went in. Grab the block, pull the knee into the chest. You might flex those feet and step out of it. Left side, spread those right toes. Pull the left knee into the chest. Round the spine and see if you can slip that foot through. Hamstring curl that heel to glutes as you press your hands above your right knee on the quad. Move through some donkey kick extensions, plugging that belly towards the spine, focusing on something out ahead of you that's not moving, and pressing up. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna reverse out the way we went in, grab the block around the spine, flex the foot, and slip on out. How did we do? Next drill, elbow and knee connect, and we'll press into them and engage the core. Left hand can be out for balance. Abduct, pull it out and in, pull it out and in. Then we're gonna lower the knees towards one another, almost like a warrior 3, but still connected to the block, and lift back out. One more time, out in, warrior 3, dip, knees meet, and drive up. This time, externally rotate. Now cross your ankle over and then pull the arms out into flight. And now you're in a figure 4, still trying to hold on to the block. Whew. Let that hip open as you press the ankle into the left quad. One more time like that. Externally rotate, pull it in, flex your foot, cross ankle over quad, and spread your arms like wings. Sit back into your imaginary chair, stretch through the hip. Right hip, externally rotated. Whew. Nice work. Other side, last time here. You can always repeat the sequences if you like by hitting pause. So we'll go 2 times, out and in, externally rotate, pull it in, use the core. Then dip the knees to meet, gaze ahead, and drive on up. Again, lateral, into the midline, away and in, balance, dip, and lift. Now, moving through that. External rotation, flex the foot in, cross your ankle over your right quad, spread your arms like wings, and you're in a figure 4 chair. Breathe here. Do that one more time. Pull out of it. Out, knee wide, narrow, cross your ankle, spread your wings. Sit into that chair. Feel that left hip externally rotate into the stretch. Keeping the connection of your block, and lift. Awesome. Let's go ahead and stand in mountain pose Tadasana. You can come onto your heels and toes. You can kind of circle out the hips like you're doing a little hula hoop. And then let's do some little shoulder circles. Slamming back, your hips can go for the ride. And float the hands down to mountain. Big breath in, big sigh out. Inhale, we rise. Fingers can touch at the top, maybe a soft back bend, engaging the glutes, lifting the heart. Exhale, swan dive, down and release. Head heavy. Let gravity take over as you just create space in the spine and neck. And as you lift the tailbone, feeling some length and a big stretch in the hamstrings. Halfway lift, arms spread backwards to flight, using the core to hold this halfway fold. And then as you release, bend the knees, plant the hands down, and tiptoe into your first plank here. Push the shoulders down, lengthen the tailbone, high on the balls of the feet. Holding here, bringing some fire into the shoulders and the core. Hold here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And then we'll lower onto the knees, taking it into a modified plank now. Elbows find ribs for 3, knees, chest, chin for 2, and 1. Stay here. We're gonna release the top of the feet and kind of pull the hips through and find a baby cobra. See how that feels in your body using back strength and then assist with the hands. So back strength and then lifting a little higher, retract the shoulder blades, puff out through the chest. And just explore here. Moving through some gentle back bends as I put my hair up. Any kind of shapes of rolling up the spine, cobra rolls. Getting a little bit more depth into your back bend. And then if you're comfortable going into upward facing dog, we'll take it there. And lift those hips, exhale. Downward facing dog, let's pedal out. High heel, low heel, sway hips, side to side. High heel, low heels, hips, side to side. Last time, up and down, sway side, sway side. All right. Take a couple breaths here as you spread your fingers, anchor into the fingers. Turn the crease of your elbows in as you push the mat forward. See how those calves and hamstrings, side body and shoulders feel. It's an equal stretch and strength pose. It's very powerful. You can bend the knees and the heels can elevate. If you're not quite ready to go straighter, we're just kind of feeling it out. Our first down dog. Let's walk the feet a little closer to the midline and then send the right toes behind you. So wherever that is in your body where you find that edge and you just start to engage the glutes, reach the toes and breathe. We're gonna tuck our knee as high up the right arm as you can, tuck. And then you're gonna look at your foot, cross like you're sitting in a chair, lady legs, crossing your right ankle over your left knee. Look forward, walk the right hand a little further away, bend the left knee, and sit in a side plank. We're gonna take this top elbow to knee, and you can try to move a few times in and out of that, pushing the shoulder down, elbow to knee. I'm gonna turn away from you, moving into the other side, letting the knee unravel and elevate. If you're not quite ready for this lifted side plank, you can put both feet down. If you want to pull it into a little kind of tree or star, you're welcome. We're gonna hug the knee in and step forward to low lunge. Take your time here. Pull the knee in. You might even grab your ankle and step forward. 90-90 low lunge. Circle the wrist as you twist. And then circle the shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Hold the twist as you hug the right knee to the midline. And then lift your twist, still kneeling. pulling the arms apart. One more breath here, lengthen tailbone. Feel the hip flexor and quad. We're gonna rotate into warrior two, tuck your back toes under, and spin around, lifting off the back knee. Bend into the front knee and pry it out to the right. Get a little deeper. We're gonna try high heel, elevate onto the front toes, and then flex and dip down. See if you can toe tap. So we have high heel, and then we'll do a little diagonal tilt back. And then high toes, and little forward diagonal tilt tap. Let's try that last time. High heel, tilt, high toes, rock back. Warrior two, and vinyasa. Cartwheel down, frame those front toes into low lunge. Slip that right foot back into high plank. Push the shoulders down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Elbows find ribs, heart gaze forward. Draw the heart through upward facing dog or cobra. Tuck those toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Connect to the breath. So just that little warm up flow again. I know you're doing some side planks, so it might feel like a challenge right from the start. Do what you need to do to make it work for you, whether that's modifying the side planks or having a seat in the side plank. All right, left leg's gonna come up. Walk your feet a little closer. Slip the left toes up, and then just kind of feel it out. Exploring, engaging the glutes, reaching the toes a little higher, pressing the mat forward. Big breath in, exhale. Left knee high up the left arm, tap. Look at the toes, cross your left knee over your right. So you're gonna go maybe into this like lady legs, little cross, like you're sitting in a chair. Gaze forward. Left hand crawls out a little bit so we can bend the knees and swoosh the hips to the left, or hips to the left on the mat, body to the right, if that makes sense. And then we're gonna bend, elbow to knee tap, and kind of expand 3 times. Bend and sink. You could sit if you need to. Expand and grow. Bend and tap. Unraveling the other way. Right hand down. Left knee unravels and elevates, or it could be a regular side plank with both feet down, or even a kneeling one. One breath here, make a shape, and then pull the left knee into the chest. Whew. Take your time, you might even grab your foot. Try to pull your foot up to the top of your mat and lower the back knee when you get there. As you lift into your twist, circle out that left wrist. Press out of that right shoulder, and then big circles. 3, 2, 1. Find the twist and hug the left knee inward. Gather up your core and start to lift into a kneeling twist. Pulling your arms apart, lengthen your tailbone under, feeling the right hip flexor. Press forward, lengthening the quad. Tuck your back toes under, spin into warrior two. Left hand forward, you might heel toe back a little wider. And we'll pull our arms in opposition, allow the left knee to open to the left as opposed to caving. Gaze over your front fingers. Elevate the front heel. Okay, and then dip back, elevate the toes. You don't have to straighten all the way, but you could see if you can tap your toes. So we'll come to warrior two, elevate front heel, little tilt diagonal. Elevate front toes, tilt diagonal. High heel, reach up. High toes, reach down. Warrior two. Cartwheel through vinyasa. Lift your back heel, hands frame front toes. Press into the mat as you slip the left foot back. High plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Heart through to upward facing. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Walk a little closer, bend the knees, bounce. We're gonna imagine, or maybe even put your block under your belly button and try to lift the hips and jump over the block. Bounce, look forward, hips up, jump forward. Remove the block, hanging forward fold. Connect to the breath. Let the head be heavy. You can bend the knees as much as you like to here. Halfway lift, use the core. Swim the hands back to flight, so we're really halfway lifted. And then all the way up, mountain. Exhale, Tadasana. Take a breath. Connect to the breath. Your heart rate might be a little elevated here. And if there's anything you need to do, some little wrist shakes, maybe some head circles, and we're going back in to add on to the flow. Let's lift. Inhale, we rise. Option for a standing back bend. Exhale, we swan dive. Fold over the legs. Halfway lift, arms back. Exhale, connect to the mat. You can step or jump through your vinyasa. Moving through your flow. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your feet a little closer. Sweep the right toes to sky. You can be high on the left toes, and we're gonna tuck our right knee up the right arm, and then cross your leg over the left. Lady leg. So we're gonna turn our hips to the right, open to the left. Walk your right hand out. Bend the knee. Reach the left arm up. Be sure to be able to bend the left knee, the bottom knee, elbow to knee, and then expand, side plank. Elbow, knee, bend, straighten bottom leg, elbow, knee, bend. We're gonna turn to the right, unravel the right leg, lift the right knee, either knee or star, and then hug the knee into the chest as you step forward. This time into your twisting lunge, keeping the back knee elevated. Stack the shoulders, lift into high twisting lunge. Pull your arms in opposition, engage through that back loop, and then spiral, windmill, left hand up, right hand forward. Now we're back to warrior two. High heel, tilt, high toes, tilt down. Back through warrior two. Shiva squat. We're gonna spin and lift the back heel and then drag the back knee into the front knee. So a fun transition here. We're gonna slip down into a little shrimp squat. Your knee and your left hand land, and then spin to your right, finding a figure four. All right, did we make it? We're in a seated figure four. I'll turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing here, and then I'll be back. So your ankle is over the quad, and we're trying to pull the right knee away from the body. Taking some breaths, and then moving through reverse table as an option. Elevate the hips, continue to open the right knee and hip. Head can be neutral or released. Have a seat. Pull that shin bone towards the chest. Try to close the gap. And then as we go back where we came from, we're gonna lift into half moon. So this right foot that you're looking at spins back home. Take maybe a block on the way and open up into half moon. Beautiful. Take a breath here. Flex out those back toes, stack shoulders, hips, and ribs, scooping through the core. As we land, toe heels, keep the body to the front of the mat, side angle. Active side angle. Use the strength of your legs and your obliques. Lifting to Skandasana, to the back. You're gonna open your toes. Right hand grabs left ankle, left arm lifts. So it's a twisting Skandasana. If you're deep enough, you might try to tap your right elbow to the mat, sink your hips back. Left fingers to sky. Feel the groin, inner thighs. From Skandasana, wide leg fold. Left arm goes to the middle, and right arm lifts up. So we're in a wide leg fold twist. From Skandasana twist to wide leg fold twist, you are facing your heart towards the front of the mat, stacking your shoulders. And then we're moving into revolved half moon. Spin your body and your toes to the top of the mat. Maybe you have that block again, and we lift the left leg up. Hopefully you're getting this. We're gonna leave it here and then do the other side, add on one more time. Squeeze into the back glutes, stack your shoulders, and release it down. Through your vinyasa flow. High plank, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog, beautiful. Walk your feet closer, left toes to sky. Connect to the breath. Left knee high up the arm. Cross your cross your knees, lady legs. Spin your hips to the left. Bend your right knee as you turn your toes to the right. Elbow knee, and then lift. Try to straighten that bottom knee. Elbow knee crunch and expand. You might need to make it a little wider. Elbow knee crunch and expand. Turning to your left, unravel and elevate your side plank into tree or star. And coming back around for low lunge. Take your time. Shoulder and core strength, step forward. Keep the back knee elevated. Twist. Stack shoulders. Breathe. Lift. High twisting lunge. Pull the shoulders over the hips. Squeeze the glutes. Arms in opposition. And then cartwheel, warrior two. Right arm back, left arm forward. Readjust, maybe wiggle a little wider if you need to. High heel, pop it up, tilt back. High toes, tilt down, rock the hips back. Warrior two. Spin your back heel up, face the front, and find Shiva, balance. It's like a one-legged squat. As your right knee lands, your right hand lands at the same time or close. Spin your hips to the back of the mat, and you should be in a figure four. You can always readjust if you're in a good place. And then just breathe it out. Sway the hips, connect to the breath, rock your chest forward. Feel that left hip externally rotate, and then if you want to go into reverse table, sweep the hips up. Engage the hamstrings and glutes. Keep the left hip to the side. Have a seat, and maybe you can pull that chest a little closer. As we spin this left foot to the top of the mat, it's half moon pose. You can use a block if you prefer. Spin your foot to the top of the mat, hand to the block, and then open up into your half moon. Stacking your shoulders, ribs, and hips. Active out those feet, the back toes if you can. To come out, it's side angle, bend the front knee, gracefully toe heel land, and then reach both arms forward. Wiggle a little wider if you need to. Use the strength of your quad, hamstring, and side body. Then moving into Skandasana. Your toes will rotate in, left hand grabs right ankle, bend into your right knee, left knee is straight, and then try to twist towards the back of your mat. Right hand to sky. If you can go pretty deep here, maybe your left elbow grounds. Explore the movement, a little deeper. And then wide leg fold, right hand to the middle, under the shoulder. Left arm lifts, pull the left hip back, and breathe in that folding twist. Moving back to the top of your mat, rotate your toes forward, right hand to block, revolved, half moon, right leg now squeezes back. Stacking your shoulders, squaring your hips. Whew, we did it. And release to low lunge. Through vinyasa. Plank, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Toes back, heart through, up dog. And then let's take a child's pose here. Taking a nice deep breath. And a moment to yourself, whether that's to wipe off some sweat, drink some water, recover in child's pose, or maybe just some grounding stretches. If If you don't feel like you need the break, you can always go into any shape you'd like to. Come up to kneeling, maybe move through some side bends, some gentle back bends. We are going to go through that flow one more time, adding the final sequence to it. Again, if you need more time for break or there's something else you want to work on, feel free to hit pause anytime, and then we'll meet back into downward facing dog. Since we've done the first part of the sequence twice through now, we're going to move a little bit quicker. Spread those fingers, tuck your toes. Find your downward facing dog, walk your feet a little closer, sweep the right toes up. Right knee high up the right arm, and then cross right over left. Spin your hips to the left, walk your right hand a little out as you bend the knee, elbow to knee, and then expand. We'll just do that once. So we're gonna unravel to your right, left hand down, unravel the leg, high star, side plank, or any variation. Hug the right knee in, step forward, cartwheel back, twisting high lunge, cartwheel again, warrior two. Just one time here, high heel, little reverse tilt, high toes, little forward tilt. Good, warrior two to Shiva, spin and take off. Left hand, left knee and hand to the mat, roll to your right, figure four, reverse table, and then see if you can pull your chest a little closer in towards that ankle bone and shin. Spinning forward to half moon, right foot lands, right hand to block or mat, and open to half moon. Lower the left toes, side angle, and then right away into Skandasana with a twist. Right hand grabs left ankle, left arm lifts, bend possibly, coming onto the right elbow. Wide leg twist, left hand down in the middle, right arm lifts. Big breath in and out. Turning to the top of your mat for revolved half moon, feet go forward. With or without the block, left leg lifts, right shoulder stacks. All right, last part of the sequence. Land on the left knee, left hand to mat. Right foot kicks back as the left foot naturally spins behind you. A couple times here, we're gonna tap our toe, sit on our heel, and lift. 3, toe tap, and lift, toe tap, and lift. Side body stretch, release the foot, frame the front of the top of the ear, push the hips forward, and then rotate your hands down. This left foot that's out is gonna spin in, and then we're gonna slide into pigeon pose. You can drop into sleeping pigeon, allowing the weight of your body to further stretch that left hip. A lot of external rotation today. Walk up, shoulders over hips. Pry the chest forward and the shoulders back. Maybe a gentle back bend. We're gonna sit, spin, so I'm gonna face away. Sit and spin. Left foot down, right hand grabs left foot. Side bend. Wherever you can take that stretch, just one breath here. And then left knee, again, externally rotates, making a tree. Left foot to right inner thigh, forward fold to the back of your mat towards your right toes. Another breath here. Lifting up for a seated twist. This right foot is gonna cross over. As you make space for the right sit bone, turn and twist to your right. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. See if you can gaze over that right shoulder. No force. Just try to surrender through the right hip and through the spine. Relax the face. And the last little part of our flow is an optional arm balance. You're gonna slip your right elbow in between or under your right knee. See if you can wiggle it out. And then bring your hands down, and can you kick the right foot over the shoulder or over the elbow? So you could stay here. So see if that makes sense. Elbow kind of wedges in, and then lift your leg and fold. Then your next option would be to hop this left foot back. You're in a flying split on the left toes. And then of course your final option would be to rock forward, maybe bend the left knee and find a flying split. Jump back or step back through chaturanga, forward facing dog, child's pose, rest. All right, so if that flying split didn't work, you had 3 levels to work with. Again, you can always hit pause and work on that a little more. Be sure to stretch out the wrists. It's a lot on the hands when you're going into arm balances. And then we'll finish up the flow on the left side. When you feel ready, meet me in downward facing dog. Last time through, feet together, tailbone up, chest to toes. Slip the left toes up nice and high, down dog split. Left knee high up the left arm, and then cross your leg. Left over right, down dog. Then walk your left hand out, soften your right knee, sit your hips, elbow to knee. You're turning your toes to the right. Grow into that cross leg side plank. Unravel, turn to your left, and find your star or tree or any variation of side plank really high above the mat. Tuck the left knee in, stack down. High twisting lunge, like someone's pulling your left hand back. Cartwheel, warrior 2. Elevate the front toes, tilt back. Elevate the front heels, rock, tilt forward. Warrior 2, spin, Shiva, fly. Right hand, right knee land, crossing back, roll to your left, figure 4, seated. Reverse table, figure 4. And then sit and see if you can pull the chest a little closer to the ankle and the shin. Rocking this left foot to the front, half moon, left hand to block or mat. Open up the shape, half moon. Toe heel down, side angle, active. Skandasana, pull your left toe in, bend your right knee, left hand around right ankle. Sit into that twist. If you can bring your elbow down, bring your elbow down. Wide leg fold in the center, right hand down, left arm up, rotate left hip down, twist the shoulders to stack, and then finally turning forward for revolved half moon. All right, once you've hit that pose, bend the knee and land on the knee. Take your right hand to the floor, kick your left foot out, modified side plank, rock, toe to fingers, sit back on the heel for 3. Sit back on the heel, toe tap 2. Sit back, toe tap 1, and then drop into the stretch. Your foot is down, your hips are forward, your left arm frames your face. You could turn those left toes back a little bit as you push the hips forward. Now spin both hands down. This right foot is to the right. Now you're gonna spin it to the left and crawl back to pigeon. Breathe into the hips. Sleeping pigeon. Walk up to a back bend, shoulders over hips, proud chest. Feel the hip flexor and quad on the left. And then spinning into side stretch. Sit your hips to the right. Spin. Left hand on right ankle, side bend. Maybe it's a compass, infinity pose. It doesn't have to, it could just be hanging. From here, bring your right foot into the inside of the left leg, little tree, and fold to the back foot towards your left foot. Forward fold. Big breath in and out. and your seated twist. Lift the left leg, you might do it unassisted. Wiggle it across the right, make space for your left sit bone, and twist to the back of your mat towards your left. You can hook your elbow or just wrap your hand around. As you ground into the left sit bone, elevate your crown of your head, and then as you exhale, really twist into it. Surrender. And then that last little shape here, you're gonna wiggle the left elbow under the left knee. Try to connect onto the tricep. Bring both hands forward. So it could just be this little fun folding kind of arm balance that's modified on the bottom hip. Next layer, jump your right toes back, flying split on back toes. Next layer, fly. It might be easier to bend both knees. You want to rock your shoulders way far until your legs are light enough to lift. And then move through your vinyasa. We are going to close the class here. Go ahead and make your way into malasana. Prying the knees apart, maybe circling out those wrists, or sitting on the forearms to release the tension in the forearms and wrists. Kind of moving into different parts of the wrist and forearm. And then we'll sit into boat pose. Draw your seat down. Pull those feet out. Use your core, your hip flexors and your quads to try and compress the knees into the chest and your heels back. And then lift. 2 more like that. You could go from high full boat, maybe even crossing ankles, hugging the heels in, pushing the shoulders forward. There's 2. Cross your other ankle, hug your heels in, round the spine, push forward or reach forward. Maybe you come up and try to lift off your seat, either tucking or L and back. Beautiful job. We're gonna melt our way down our mat, so if you need space to scoot forward, you're welcome. Melt down into low boat. Take a breath here. Option for plow. Stretch your toes over your head, space between your chin and your chest, and just relax here through the neck and spine. You could use this just as a rounded back stretch. Be mindful of the neck here, so no movement. And then any shapes you want to make, whether you want to try to straighten out the spine, wiggle onto the shoulders and elbows, maybe shoulder stand, only if this doesn't bother the neck. You can use this as a little bit of yogi's choice time. And when you're ready, releasing into happy baby or waterfall or both. And then any just moving twists. Pulling your knees to one side, gazing away. Breath in, breath out. And lifting up and over to the other side. If you have more time and you want to stay longer in any of these final stretches, absolutely do that. But today I am going to leave you here. Pull those soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. Let the knees part like a butterfly. One hand to heart, one hand to belly. Take a few rounds of breath here as you expand 360. And sigh. Relax the face. Lips naturally part. Forehead, eyebrows, jaw, and tongue soften. If you'd like corpse pose, go ahead and walk 1 foot at a time to the corners of your mat. Let your feet flop out. And then your hands out 45 degrees, back of hand down, fingers naturally curl. You could pick up your shoulders and head and reset. Chin up in the sky, nice open airway. Stay here as long as you like, connecting to the breath and your body, allowing time for your body to reap the benefits of your practice. I will leave you here today with a huge thank you for joining me. I hope you were able to follow along and get that flow. I know it's probably a little confusing at times when you're just watching through a screen. Never feel bad if you do get a little bit lost. I always recommend you taking my class at least 2 times so you can get a little better at the flows on the second time around. As always, leave me a comment, drop a like. Anything you do really helps my channel grow. Those little things go a long way and I truly appreciate it. Thank you for being here and sharing your practice with me. See you next time.